This is Not a Spring Chick with Oldecam for OFN with comments on the Democratic candidates for today.
This is but a small sample of what the two Democratic candidates for president are actually running on.
Barack Obama, some industrial and manufacturing jobs may not return, but others could take their place.
Hillary Clinton also stresses job creation, vowing to help manufacturers transition to new industries like clean energy and ending tax breaks for American companies that go offshore.
Jobs and the economy are front and center in the remaining primary contest between the two Democratic hopefuls.
Both Clinton and Obama criticized free trade deals and insisted the other candidate was not as reliable as they were to protect American jobs.
Yeah, Clinton tied many of the region's economic woes to U.S. trade policy and to President Bush's laissez-faire approach to China, where numerous American jobs have been shipped in recent years.
On the environment, Hillary supports a cap and trade system to cut U.S. emissions 80% below 1990 levels by 2050. I won't be around by that time. Would auction off 100% of emission credits, making polluters pay for the right to emit greenhouse gases, support raising standards to 40 miles per gallon by 220 and 55 miles per gallon by 230. Also getting 25% of the U.S. electricity from renewables by 2025, proposes a $50 billion 10-year fund that would invest in renewables, calls for 60 billion gallons of biofuels to be produced by the U.S. each year by 2030, supports clean coal.
Okay, well, Obama, he supports a cap-and-trade system to cut U.S. emissions 80% below 1990 levels by the year 2050. He would auction off 100% of emission credits, making polluters pay for the right to emit greenhouse gases. Has signed on as a co-sponsor of 3 cap-and-trade bills in the Senate, including 2 that fall well short of the standards he has laid out in his own plan. He supports raising standards for cars to 40 miles per gallon and light trucks to 32 mpgs by 2020. Calls for getting 25% of U.S. electricity from renewables by the year 2025. Calls for 30% of the federal government's electricity to come from renewables by 2020. Proposes investing $150 billion over 10 years in R&D for renewables, biofuels, efficiency, and other clean tech. Calls for 60 billion gallons of biofuels to be produced in the U.S. each year by 2030. Supports clean coal. Supports coal to liquid fuels if they emit 20% less carbon over their life cycle than conventional fuels, since he would use whatever tools are necessary to stop new dirty coal plants from being built in America, including a ban on new traditional coal facilities.
On taxes, Obama, there has to be a restoration of balance in our tax code. We're going to offset some of the payroll taxes that families who are making less than $50,000 a year do now. He wants to make seniors getting less than $50,000, which is basically every senior in existence, that they get some relief in terms of taxes and Social Security, cutting loopholes and rolling back the Bush tax cuts on top of 1%. Reduce Bush tax cuts to pay for health care and other programs. His idea is that state taxes only affect the wealthiest 1/2 of 1% who've never lived in California. Bush tax cuts help corporations but not middle class, and wants the tax incentives to create jobs at home instead of offshore.
For Clinton, freeze the state tax at 2009 level of $7 million per couple. Cut alternative minimum tax, not billionaire tax cuts. And Bush tax cuts take things away from the rich for the common good. She has specifically refused to rule out a big increase in Social Security or FICA taxes.
Hillary on health care. It puts the consumer in the driver's seat by offering more choices and lowering cost. You are supposed to have a choice of plans to pick from that coverage will be affordable. The plan includes tax credits for working families to help them cover their cost, availability, no discrimination. They give tax credits to small businesses to provide health care to their workers to help defray the coverage of cost. Insurance companies won't be able to deny you coverage or drop you because of a computer model that says you're not worth it. They'll have to compete for your business based on quality and price, but they actually have no incentive to do such under the system.
For Obama's health care plan, he would like quality, affordable, and portable coverage for all. Obama's plan to cover uninsured Americans is to make available a new health plan to all Americans, including the self-employed and small businesses to buy affordable health, with guaranteed eligibility, comprehensive benefits, affordable premiums, co-pays, and deductibles, subsidies, a simplified paperwork, and reined-in health costs. will be able to move from job to job without changing or jeopardizing their health care coverage. Quality and efficiency. National Health Insurance Exchange. The Obama plan will create a national health insurance exchange to help individuals who wish to purchase a private insurance plan. Employer contributions. With employers that do not offer or make a meaningful contribution to the cost of quality health care for their employees will be required to contribute a percentage of payroll toward the cost of the national plan. Small employees that meet certain revenue thresholds will be exempt. There's a mandatory coverage for children that will require all children to have health care coverage. Expansion of Medicaid and SCHIP. Lower cost by modernizing the U.S. healthcare, lowering costs for investments in electronic health information. So Obama will invest $10 billion a year over the next 5 years. Also lowering costs by increasing competition in the insurance and drug markets. The new health exchange will help increase competition by insurers to create lower prescription drug costs. Obama will allow Americans to buy their medicines from other developed countries. Oh boy. If the drugs are safe, that's right, if the drugs are safe and prices are lower outside the U.S. Obama will also repeal the ban that prevents the government from negotiating with drug companies, which could result in savings as high as $30 billion. Gosh, I wonder where they get these figures from. Finally, Obama will work to increase the use of generic drugs in Medicare, Medicaid, FEHBP, and prohibit big-name drug companies from keeping generics out of markets and fight for new initiatives.
The Obama on education, early childhood education, 0 to 5 plan, place emphasis on early care and education for infants, and make certain that they're ready for kindergarten. Expand early Head Start, and Obama will quadruple early Head Start programs. He will reform No Child Left Behind, make math and science education a national priority, address the dropout crisis, expand high-quality after-school opportunities, expand summer learning opportunities, support college outreach programs, recruit, prepare, retain, and reward America's teachers, create an American Opportunity Tax Credit. He'll make college affordable for all Americans by creating a new American Opportunity Tax Credit. This will ensure that the first $4,000 of college education is completely free to most Americans, will cover 2/3 of the cost of tuition through an average public college or university, and make community college tuition completely free for most students. He will ensure that the tax credit is available to families at the time of enrollment by using prior year's tax data to deliver the credit the tuition is due.
For Hillary Clinton, she believes in early childhood education. She knows that parents are our children's first teachers, and their early years have a tremendous impact on their lives. That is why she will invest heavily in proven strategies to get all children ready for school, including nurse home visitation programs to help new parents develop parenting skills, quality child care, Head Start, pre-kindergarten for all 4-year-olds. K-12, as president, she will end the unfunded mandate known as No Child Left Behind. Meet the funding promises of IDEA to ensure that the children with special needs get the attention and support they deserve. Recruit and retain thousands more outstanding teachers and principals, especially in urban and rural areas. Cut the minority dropout rate in half. Create green schools in order to reduce energy costs and eliminate environmental hazards that can hinder children's development. Expand early intervention mentoring programs to help 1 million at-risk youth aspire for college and job success. Identify at-risk youth early on and provide $1 billion in intensive interventions such as early, college, high schools, and multiple pathways to graduation to get them back on track. Double the after-school program to ensure that 2 million young people have a safe and stimulating place to go from 3 till 6 p.m. Invest $100 million in a new public-private summer internship program. Provide opportunity for 1.5 million disconnected youth in job programs linked to high-growth economic sectors. For college access, as president, she will create a new $3,500 college tax credit, increase the maximum Pell Grant, strengthen community colleges through a $500 million investment, create a graduation fund to increase college graduation rates, increase to $10,000 in college scholarship for those who participate in AmeriCorps full-time for 1 year.